But first, let's watch this podcast.
There's a little thing that I wanted to say. I thought it was just so funny. I'm talking to Andrew via Twitter, and I go, "Hey man, is there anything you need from the States that I could bring to you? You know, so I'm already coming." And he goes, "Airheads," smiley face. Now, mind you, bro, learning about who you are and then you sending me Airheads with a smiley face had me dying, bro. What is it about Airheads that you love so much?
Bro, they're just the best candy ever. You were coming to visit me and you asked, and I thought, well, let me, request some childhood happiness. What did we say? Only women and children are happy, right?
Yeah.
Trying to bring me back.
So they don't kill you. You have the crack. How do you feel about other influencers that walk in the footsteps of you, but I feel like miss, or maybe they don't miss? I kind of want to ask you, how do you feel about the Aiden Rosses, the Sneeko, Zerka, all of these people that kind of walk in the realm of where you want? Like Neon is one now. How do you feel about these gentlemen?
I think they're all different people. I don't pay attention to any of them. I know something about. I don't want to insult anybody. I don't want to talk about anybody negatively. Zerka's a clown.
I mean, dude, no. I'm not laughing because
That was just objectively funny.
I don't want to insult anybody. I don't want to talk about anybody negatively. Zerka's a clown.
Why would
they could just caught me so off guard. Listen, I'm not gonna talk shit about anybody.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be very respectful. But fuck that guy. Okay, Zerka.
I'm just trying to be honest. I understand your question, but I don't see myself as similar to any of them. I think that.
No, I never said you were similar. I think that they're trying to recreate your formula. It's like the Krabby Patty formula. You know how Plankton's sitting around being like, how do they do it? And then they're trying to do it, but it's not really working.
Yeah, but they lack substance. They have no lessons to teach. They have no life experience. They are clowns. And when you're a clown, you embarrass yourself for other people's entertainment. I mean, I don't want to... Aiden I know well. Sneeko I know well.
Are you close with Aiden?
Yeah, I speak to him often. But Neon, or whatever his name is, he's a clown and Zerka's a clown. I don't want to insult them too much, but they're just children being stupid. And I think that as the world devolves into insanity, people are looking for solutions and answers, as I said earlier, which I can provide. They can't provide that. But
do I think they're clowns? No. Do I think that social media does kind of corrupt people and make people value clout over respect? I do think that the streaming game takes away people's normal morals and makes you prioritize what's going to get the most amount of views. And virality is a clown show. If you're constantly trying to go viral and you think that that's the most important thing you could do with your influence and your voice, then you're going to become a clown. And that's what being a clown is. It's prioritizing entertainment over value. And there needs to be a balance in there. If you're going to do anything for views, then it's going to be embarrassing. So I do think he has a point there. Let me explain. I want to keep watching this, but firstly, Chad, you notice the shift, right? 2024 is going to be the year where people are openly aware and speaking about Zionism. Because if 2022 was an awakening, in 2023, people started realizing what was really going on. 2024 is the year that everybody realizes the Matrix is just Zionism. That's what it is. That's what the control mechanism, that's basically where all the roads lead back to when it comes to the powers that be, who controls the world. It all goes back to Zionism. And 2024 is the year where you either talk about it or you're just afraid of losing a sponsorship. It's no longer going to be like a topic that's worth debating about. People just understand that this is the way it is. And with the powers of free speech now, because of Elon Musk on Twitter, because of how many people that, even you got to give credit to Tate, he woke up a generation, he woke up a lot of people on social media, a lot of young men. Because of what happened in the past 2 years, people are going to openly speak about it. And a lot of people that you're saying have talked about it. If you talk about, if you're in support of Palestine, then you're aware of the powers of Zionism. And we could all say free Palestine right now. Everybody in this chat, I would say everybody here watching this understands what's happening to Palestine is disgusting. It's tragic. It's not a war, it's genocide. We all understand that in this stream. And I think the Great Awakening, I think you could look at the past 10 years, once you get into 2024, as as an awakening of a generation. 2014, who was president? It was Obama, right? People started seeing that this guy was fake crying on TV. People started seeing that, okay, they want to take away our guns. Oh, we're supposed to like Obama because he's black, because they made us believe that white people are inherently evil. But what are white people actually doing to be inherently evil? Why is that? Why if I criticize Obama, am I called racist? People started questioning that in 2014. 2015, Trump steps on the scene. Trump starts saying, let's drain the swamp. Let's clean it out. He starts saying provocative things. He starts talking about the white replacement theory. Not directly, but by saying that when they send Mexicans in, they're not sending their best, that they're bringing rapists and murderers. It wasn't just Mexico. He's talking about how white people are being displaced in a country that was created by white people. And a lot of people started resonating with that because this country was built by white people. And when that gets pushed out and you start to push these ideas of diversity, what does that mean? Diversity just means less whites. If you're pro-diversity, you just mean I don't like as many white people in this room anymore. We need less. And so Trump tapped into that. Trump was an outsider. Trump started to wake people up. Trump started to point out how every politician is a phony. How every single politician is bought and paid for. And this guy came with his own billions. He came in with his own money. He didn't need to be doing this. Trump gave up a billionaire lifestyle to publicly risk his reputation, to risk jail for the rest of his life. He risked problems for him and his entire family. All right. And then 2016, he wins. Holy shit, it's possible. Trump can actually do this. Not only can you just step in, shake up the scene, but you could actually win. There's enough people out there that aren't controlled. People understand what's real and what's fake. People understand that we don't want to be part of this control mechanism anymore. We want to break out of this. And the next 3-4 years, let's say 2017 to 2020, that was the year of lies. 2017 to 2020 was just years just straight up lies all the time. Because now Trump's in office and they need to do everything they can to suppress his influence, to suppress his power. So they call him a rapist every day. They call him a racist every day. They invent COVID so that they can rig the election. They keep us inside to keep us depressed because they want to keep us away from each other. They lie about the election in 2020. They have all these sides of Black Lives Matter. They make us always afraid. Every time we start to wake up, they put something in the news to make us all divided again. And now we're all killing each other in the streets. We're throwing rocks through windows. We're looting. We're stealing. We're confused. That was all the years of psyops. 2021, Joe Biden's president. And then we're back to depression, right? Still kind of locked down. You have to show a vaccine card to get into a restaurant. Nobody's happy. Biden's falling over the stairs. We're in this COVID lull where you can't really enjoy, you have freedom, but you don't. And everybody's upset. Everybody's kind of polarized. Everybody's confused and screaming at each other. We're not sure what's going on, and we're kind of afraid of one another. We're always in the state of anger and depression. And then 2022 happens. 2022 was the year of real, I would call 2022 the year of awakening. When people started to getting fed up. People started to see through the lies. People started to see all the lies that happened for the past 4 years. They started to see how everybody can immediately go from being quarantined inside to immediately, we need to protest for Black Lives Matter. All the lies are being shown in real time. How did we all go from wiping down our Uber Eats bags, from singing songs and slamming pots and pans out our window, to all collectively standing outside because George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose? How does that happen? And people start to see through, rich people got richer this whole time? All the poor people, we were celebrating over a stimulus check, but the billionaires didn't quarantine at all, and all they did was get all the money? People start to become aware of what's really happening. Feminism is a lie? I needed to get the vaccine and it didn't even work? People really start to wake up. 2023, this year, is the year of truth. People taking hits for free speech. And Twitter, I think, was the biggest example of, and I know some people are going to criticize Elon, but Twitter was the place where free speech really existed for the first time on social media. You weren't able to, for the past 4 or 5 years before that, there was no free speech on the internet. I'm a perfect example. I'm a walking example of that. You started to talk about what was going on in the world, and they axed you. They cut you out. How many people in the chat got their got their Twitters removed? How many people lost their YouTube account? How many people got demonetized, got shadow banned? That access to free speech changes an entire, can change all society in real time. And because of what was done this year with free speech, next year is going to be the year of beautiful chaos, because nobody actually likes Biden. There's not one person. There's nobody. Nobody is a fan of Biden. Doesn't happen. And this is going to be the biggest election in recent history, even bigger than 2016. And not only does it affect America, but it literally affects the entire world. Every single third world country you could see it plays into the exports. You know, America will come and kill your president if we don't like you. The United States election affects the entire world. And it's going to get dirty. It's going to get messy. Crypto is going to explode. It's going to go up and down. In 2024, it's going to be another wealth transfer, and there's going to be chaos. People are going to be extremely angry. People are going to be upset again. And no matter how it goes, like, it's going to affect Kick. It's going to affect Rumble. It's going to affect all of us. Everybody watching us right now. Some people are saying I'm yapping, but it's going to be an insane year. And hopefully you've done a lot of time preparing for that. Hopefully, and there's still time left, but all you can do is just be aware of the psyops, is not let yourself become emotionally manipulated by anything they try to put up against you. Do not take the drugs that they're going to try to force down your throat. Do not take any more of these injections. Make as much money as possible. You need to make money online. Stay in tune with what's going to happen with crypto. Be aware. And also use your voice properly, because the public conscience, because of Twitter, because of social media sites, it literally changes elections. We're able to the influence that we have with our phone, how easy it is to go viral now too, and spread a good message if you're going viral. It's never been more powerful. And you can go from somebody a year and a half ago, and in 2022, I mean, I had fallen off on YouTube, and then I started streaming. And then I became somebody who's actually extremely influential. Whether or not you like to hear it, whether or not you think that I'm being egotistical by saying that, I'm a very influential person in the span of just 18 months because of the powers of the internet. So I think everybody should start to try to build a personal brand to some extent. Everybody should try to use their voice, use the power of the internet to something that you think is worthwhile. Use it to spread God's message, to do something positive. Let me go back to this video.
Because they don't have the life experience or the intellect or the capability, so all they can do is provide cheap entertainment at their own expense. When you're a clown, you embarrass yourself for other people to laugh.
Yeah,
and
the Joker effect.
Yeah, and it's a completely different subsect. But I do feel like there are some people who are trying to follow in my footsteps, and imitation is certainly flattering. It was always going to happen. There was always going to be people who were trying to be me, but there will always be one top G. So it is what it is.
They're just highlighting the more insult.
I'm not sure why he's saying that Aiden and Neon are trying to be Tate. I don't see that at all. I mean, besides shaving their head, I don't really see that to that extent. See, this is the problem with power, is that I know Andrew personally, and recently we talked through back and forth videos and podcasts and reactions rather than talking one-on-one. But that's what happens when you become a powerful person, is that you can't really trust to that extent. And I don't think Andrew trusts anybody that's not Tristan. So, or his friends from 20 years ago. So communication now is back and forth is this. This is how I'm communicating with them. And I know him personally. But that's the unfortunate part about it. And this is also just a lesson for people who think that I'm being extreme when I said that everybody around you needs to be useful, because part of the reason why our communication is like this is because I stand more to gain by associating with Tate than Tate gains from associating with me. Talking to him brings up my power level and honestly lowers his. It trivializes it when he's becoming a political pundit, when he's becoming more of a figurehead and embodying a certain ideology, associating with an influencer who streams. That brings it down and makes it trivializes it and it infantilizes it. So I stand to gain more than he stands. That's why this communication is like this. I don't think he dislikes me. I don't dislike him. But that's what sucks about power, is that there's no beef whatsoever, but communication is skewed. Also, you can see, he goes on to say that influencers are trying to be me, and I don't see them as whatever. Basically, there's the idea that guys like us are clout chasing by talking about it. He's going to go on to say that influencers are going to talk about my name because they're trying to like gain relevance off my name, right? The thing is, everybody does this. That's why you see the most influential people always try to associate with Elon Musk and Trump. I don't need to name names, but you see it. Like the guys who are like in terms of power above me, who are more powerful, more influential, you see they always try to put themselves and group themselves next to Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Why? Is it because why are they always using those two names? Because that's where the social climbing ladder goes to. Those are billionaires. They're more influential. And so if you group yourself constantly with these people, if you're seen like in pictures next to Elon Musk and Donald Trump, then people are going to start internalizing that, oh, okay, you're on the same power level as them. And then you gain. You stand to gain from that. And obviously there's an exchange, right? Like say if you're a rapper, you're an artist, then Elon Musk stands to gain, like he gets to tap into that demographic that he's maybe not tapping into. But overall, the person with less power gains more from that. And that's the uncomfortable reality that I think a lot of you guys don't understand or think is a negative way of viewing the world, but that's how it is. Sorry. Like whether or not you think I'm right, that's just the truth. Everything at a certain level is all a power exchange and who uses who. And you can't really have a genuine relationship at that level. And that's why you're going to have to gravitate and keep your family close. I'm going to tell you, as you keep growing and climbing more, keep your family, keep your day ones as close as possible, because the list of people that you could actually trust with your life, it becomes smaller and smaller. And there's going to be more attacks. There's going to be more enemies.
Insulting version of you than they are. Like they're not. Your method is punch. Here's the knowledge.
Yeah.
And they're just punching.
Yeah.
For the clicks.
Yeah. And I think there's thousands of people, and there's probably thousands of influencers I've not heard of who are probably trying to do something similar, or to copy my formula or say the same kind of things. And yeah, that's probably.
Who are you closest with?
You know
like what? Social media realm. Is it Nelk? Is it Aiden? Is it who is somebody you relate to and you could fully have a conversation and enjoy yourself?
You know what's interesting? The Nelk guys were super cool. And I've met a lot of guys, and Aiden was cool. I've met Aiden, met Sneeko. But you know what's actually really interesting? I don't talk to anybody. I've realized this. In fact, there was a conversation about this inside the War Room a few weeks ago, and we're talking about how a lot of influencers cross-pollinate for views and stuff, right? They like, oh, I'll do a show with him, and he'll do a show with me, and then we'll go to his house, we'll do a show there, and blah, blah, blah. Podcast is obviously different because it's a podcast show, but outside of podcasts, I don't meet anyone, ever. If I can get 1 million views with me and Tristan in our home with an iPhone. I don't talk to anybody. So I don't have conversations with anyone. I don't meet anyone. I'm far away. I'm in Romania. I can't leave. I don't really want them to come here. I don't want to entertain them. I'm quite isolationist, and my friends are the same friends I had 20 years ago. I don't have any new friends. I don't talk to any new people. I don't know this because they're necessarily bad people as such, but I just think we're on different paths, different missions. Like I genuinely believe I'm waking up and trying to make myself the most excellent version of myself. I have the same standards for the people I love and my children and my family and my women, and I have the same standards for my fans. I don't want any fan of Andrew Tate to have ever lost in any realm. This is the thing that's interesting. I see these other influencers, right? Let's say these other influencers, some random influencer comes along and he sells some random garbage, a crypto, and the crypto loses a bunch of money, for example. I couldn't sleep at night knowing that my fans lost money because of me.
Yeah.
I don't want money that bad. I would rather all of my fans say, you know what, you can say what you want about Andrew Tate, but since I listened to him, my life has only gotten better. Nothing bad has happened to me. I go to the gym, I feel better,
I agree completely. I mean, it's the same reason why I didn't take the gambling deal, because, yeah, I mean, honestly, I mean, no disrespect when I say this, but by taking a gambling deal, you are profiting off of other people losing. The only reason you can make money from a gambling deal is because other people are signing up and they're losing their money, think that they're going to get rich quick. I've never done a crypto scam, never done an NFT scam. I've never scammed my audience ever. And I wouldn't be able to face myself. But I think people can become better. I think this is I think the people that have taken gambling deals, I think that they can make up for it. And I don't think all is lost. I don't think that they're inherently evil for doing that, but I personally couldn't do it.
feel motivated. I feel happier. I joined his school. It cost $40. It was cheap. I'm making money now. What's there bad about Andrew Tate? Every single thing he told me to do benefited me. And I really think I'm on this path to excellence. And when I see all these other influencers, and I don't want to say names, and I'm not throwing shade, and I'm not trying to start internet beef, because that's what they're going to try and do, to try and get clicks off my name, because they're not relevant without me, and I don't give a fuck about any of them.
Just don't name them.
Squilliam says, Sneako, you did everything right as a 25-year-old. He became a millionaire, a successful streamer, but the only thing he did wrong was follow Satan's religion, Islam. Christ is God in the flesh, Jesus. Okay. See, Christians will say this type of argument. I don't want to go on a religious debate because it's pretty much just all yap back and forth. Nobody's actually going to get anything done by arguing this. A lot of you just like to debate and feel like you're getting something done. But it's very silly to say that Islam is Satan's religion. Like why Christians will say this when trying to discredit Islam, but like why? What evidence do you have? Because there is Satan's religion. It's called Satanism, dumbass. If Satan's religion was Islam, then why would all Muslims pray 5 times a day and worship one God? What is satanic about that? They never really expand on that. And also, a lot of the Christians that talk about that don't realize that we believe that Jesus is the Messiah, that Jesus is going to come back, that Jesus is going to defeat the Dajjal, that Jesus performed miracles. We love Jesus. I love Jesus.
All these people, what they're doing is, the way they're acting doesn't inspire anybody to be brilliant. Going in the street and yelling like an idiot, running around with half-naked girls and being entertaining and doing all this garbage they're doing. Nobody looks at that and goes, I want to be a better man. At all. They look at it and they might laugh.
Yeah.
They might think it's funny. It might get views.
Entertaining, no substance.
Yeah, it's no substance. And that's why
I don't like this criticism from Andrew. And I want to speak very carefully because probably going to see this. But you basically talk about Neon here, saying like running around in the street, yelling, making an asshole of himself. There's a lot of things that people do when they're climbing, and it's never perfect. Neon's 19, and he's doing better than a lot of other 19-year-olds. I don't think he deserves that sort of criticism. I don't think people really look for him for guidance. They look at him for entertainment. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Could he make better decisions? Yeah, but he's learning in real time, and I think that's why people find him endearing. And I don't think he deserves that sort of criticism. 2, were you perfect, man? Like were you always using your influence perfectly? It's like he's saying that. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
I think my brand is quite unique because it's very substance driven. And the reason my brand is so substance driven is because I've had such a difficult life. I wouldn't be able to tell and teach the things I can unless God's put me through so much shit. I've been through a whole bunch of things so that I can teach and tell the world, look, you can do this way and life will improve. You can be this kind of person and your life will be better. But I think all these other influencers or whatever else they're doing, I think they're largely a part of the problem. I would like to think in other nations and other cultures, and I don't know, but let's look at China, which has an insulated internet. If they have a brain, and I've heard this is true, I don't know if it is, but they make sure that their algorithms, the people who become famous are musicians and mathematicians and engineers. They don't allow their algorithm to promote the idiots because they want the youth to be inspired by people who can do math extremely quickly or play the violin.
I've heard about this.
8th grade. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Now it is the Matrix.
But I don't like to see people. I don't like to see people try to discredit too much because Andrew woke up a lot of people, and I definitely can be one of those people that vouches like listening to a lot of his stuff was inspiring and was motivating. That it got me it really helped. A lot of the positive things that he said genuinely helped when I needed it. Sneako, skip this. You're going to regret it. No, this is important to talk about because it's the end of this year, and this year everything shifted away this year, and we can start predicting like where it's going to go in the future. My goal and what I think I'm going to be able to do is I think I could be able to bridge the gap between a lot of these people. I don't have a lot of an ego. I don't, compared to how it used to be, I don't think I have my ego, especially after becoming a Muslim. My ego is not as big as it used to be. Obviously it's still there, but I think about it and I work on it all the time. I want to be the one to bridge the gap between a lot of these people. I think so many of us are on the same side. Even an atheist like Elon Musk, I think is on the same side as a lot of us. I want to be able to work together to keep on Because ultimately what we could all agree on is that we need to have more kids. I don't think that anybody disagrees with that. We need to have more kids. They're trying to keep us inside. They want to keep us secluded. They want to separate humans from each other. They want us to eat bugs and get fat and be depressed. Everybody know, anybody with a fucking, with the 75 IQ can understand that. They want you to be fat, depressed, childless, isolated, trans. So we all need to have a bunch of kids. And to have a bunch of kids, you need to be in shape. You know, it's good to believe in something. It's good to work hard. It's good to have a lot of these base things. Like, you don't need to be completely aligned on everything in order to believe that. I want to be somebody who can bridge the gap between a lot of these people that agree.
Tricks to a degree. Of course, it is censorship and it's governmental control.
Yeah, but we're doing the same thing, but promoting the opposite.
We're promoting insanity. So then you go down the rabbit hole. Why? Who? What's the end goal? Why do we want children to wake up, go on their phone, and tune into a stream of some geek loser screaming at the top of his voice in public? Who is doing this? Why are we trying to dumb down the population and permanently distract them with absolute garbage? Because I truly believe that is, you talk about God and we talk about faith. To be a disciplined religious person, the word is discipline. It requires discipline. It takes discipline to read the Bible. It's not going to be screaming kids. It's not going to be flashing images. It's not going to be as entertaining as a stream with 30 naked girls. No, you're going to have to sit down, pay attention, read, focus, reflect, try and find the lesson in the parable, get confused, read it again, ask for help. You're going to have to study. That takes discipline. As we're destroying the new generation and removing their ability to focus on anything, removing their ability to be disciplined, you're taking them from God. Most of these children today are so messed up from TikTok, they can't even focus on one page of a book, any book, because all they do is scroll. Have you ever seen someone on TikTok, how fast they change video?
Yeah.
Their minds are gone. You can't even sit them down and teach them anything.
Whose fault is that? Hear me out. Is it the Matrix fault or is it the parents' fault?
Well, very interesting. And I do think that parents certainly have a huge part to play.
But before it was the sorry to interrupt you, but before it was this, right? Before it was the phone, we'll say it was the school system.
Yeah.
There was two types of parents. The one that dropped off the kids, met the parents, met the teachers, met the principal, saw what's going on, put their toe in the water, felt acclimated to leaving their child there.
Yeah.
And another one was like, see you later.
Bye. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So is this just a different version of where we've been?
Well, regardless, he's saying that because of these influencers, people are not being able to, they're becoming atheists because they can't focus on anything. I do think that there's a good point in there, but it's like saying that all entertainment is bad because you're not reading the Bible, right? Like, people are always going to want to be entertained, and whether or not I do it or Neon or Aiden does it, someone else is going to do that. Somebody else is going to be taking that spot. You know, there's always going to be an avenue for that. It's like saying entertainment is bad. All right, well, people are always going to want to be entertained. So all we can do is spread the best message we possibly can. So I see someone like Neon. It's like, you just gotta, you gotta push him in the right direction, because he's gonna do it, and if not, someone else is gonna do it. Shut up, you chimp. Okay, thanks, man.
Is there a matrix or is there just laziness?
I don't think there's necessarily a matrix, but then you have to look yourself and ask the question. If a government's going to come along and say to a social media company, your social media product is designed to get people addicted, and as a responsible company, not responsible, competitive company, you're developing your product to be as ruthless as possible, because that's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But we don't want you to say X, Y, and Z. You're not allowed to promote racism. You're not allowed to promote hate speech. You're not allowed to promote misogyny. We do want you to promote transgender ideals. We do want you to promote gender fluidity. We do want you to promote whatever else. And never have a conversation about the fact that maybe we want you to promote discipline and hard work and these other things as opposed to being a clown. Why? Because they are using these machines to promote garbage. Why don't they use it to promote anything constructive?
So check this out. We're in the land of...
Because they want to keep because the more attention that they take from you, the more money they make. So all we could do, the best use of your voice is to be able to combine entertainment and value. That's why Ye is so monumentally successful, because not only does he make the best music of a generation, but also he's able to tell you the truth. If you can balance the two, you win. And Tate is kind of speaking like from a moral high ground, saying like, why can't these influencers be better? Well, because they're trying their best. You know, and nobody is perfect, and they're not at that point yet. Andrew, you're older. You have more life experience than the people you're criticizing. So maybe try to help push them in the right direction. Help understand that there's always going to be entertainment. They're always going to exist. And it's good, because entertainment actually makes life worth living sometimes. People need it. Life is difficult. There's so many sides. People are so programmed all the time that when you see somebody that you can relate to through a screen, somebody that cares about their audience and like wants to make them laugh, like that makes a lot of people's days worth it. So it's never going to go away. The secret is being able to combine the two. If you can clap and like do the little jingle and jamble for the autists who are always in there all the time, make them like scream in their face, but then also give a gem once in a while. Give him a gem too. What I don't think is worthwhile is what the fuck? Just met my goat. That's not me. Am I everything? Where's the okay? I wanted to watch. Aiden got in a big argument with who took this picture? I don't even remember. I don't even know where this is from. Yeah, Aiden got in an argument with Destiny about Islam. Destiny says he hates Islam. But once again, there's always criticism for that. For people that are saying that that Islam is evil, and that for people that are Islamophobic, there's always going to be backlash. You saw it with me when I was an atheist and I made fun of the prayer. There was a lot of backlash. But everybody, think about this year, how many people have insulted Islam and faced the consequences of it over and over again. Even Destiny saying that he hates Islam again after going through divorce. Maybe that's why your wife left you for a broke guy who was, stealing your money in the first place, because you insulted Islam, because you called the Kaaba, making jokes about that. That there's certain things that you just shouldn't joke about. And I've come to understand that it's not only is it not worth it for you, but some things should fully be taken seriously. You shouldn't.